Lucky. Yo, my ones. Hi guys. I want to record a get ready with me. Get ready with us. And just chit chat about some of the things that I've been thinking about, some of the things that are going on, and just have an honest conversation. I really feel like there's a lot of people that I like watching on YouTube, and lately I've been really into like just old style vlogs, like when YouTube was in like its prime, like 2015. I feel like vlogs and chit chats and get ready with me's like those are really, really in, and I really love them. And now I'm just finding my way back to it. So Lucky, let's start talking about it. So Lucky, stop that. So I have been just my mind, y'all, has been like I don't even know where to start. I want to start by saying like actually that I'm grateful for everything that I have and everything that's going on, and I don't take this personal development journey lightly, like at all. And I understand that like, emotions, energy, emotion, things are going to wane and flow and come and go, and I'm okay with all of that. It's fine. And I also recognize that like some days are harder than others. And I'm not gonna lie, today it hasn't been necessarily hard, but sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. And that is such a trap because it's like you're always enough. And only feelings of like fear, doubt, worry, like those are the only things that make us feel like we're not. And those are most of the time self-inflicted, or like we're conditioned to feel that way. So I have like really, really good days, and I have days where I know who I am. I know what's going on. I know the things that I desire in my life. I know who I want to be. And then I'll have days or I'll have moments where it's just like I feel not good enough. And why am I about to cry? This is like I'm not really a big crier. Like there was a few years where I did not cry, and I just numbed myself to all emotion. And so 2024, I started opening myself up to crying again, and I cried for like 2 weeks straight one time, literally every day, 2 weeks. I was like, boo hoo, fetal position crying. And 2025, I let myself feel my emotions more. And I know that emotions are energy emotion. I know that things just have to release and have to move on. So I think I understand like a lot of the things that I get sensitive and emotional about are really just, old feelings coming up. But I don't like crying sometimes. It makes me feel really vulnerable, and it makes me, I don't know, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, oh, you should feel better. Or you should be okay. And why are you crying? And it's just like, just dumb thoughts like that. But anyway, I feel like I'm, ooh, not the voice crack. I feel like, I don't know, like I'm not, some days I feel so overwhelmed with what I have to do that all I can do is cry, like all I can do is sit down and cry. And I know these feelings are temporary. And I know that everybody who has ever done anything great has felt this way because they've talked about it. Like you see the people who are successful and the people who are doing big things, like they literally talk about what I'm talking about right now. So I know that it's just like feelings that will pass and moments that will pass. But some days I feel like overwhelmed, and I feel honestly scared. And some days, like, I feel like very ashamed and guilty about like the things that I've done or the things that I've said to people that I love. And, you know, my family loves me, and my friends. And even when I've apologized, they've still loved me and supported me, which I'm very, very grateful for. Not everybody, but the ones who matter for sure. And because I stifled my emotions and my energy so much in the past, like I feel like these feelings come up now because I'm starting to open myself up to more experiences and more things and more people and open myself up to being seen and like relationships and different things. And so now that these feelings come up, I have the knowledge to understand that I have to feel them and release them and allow them to like process and move through me. And then it's like I also this is like somewhat new to me, my first time doing it. So it's like sometimes I get stuck in it, you know. Sometimes I'm able to observe my thoughts and I'm able to understand that my thoughts are not necessarily who I am and that sometimes my thoughts aren't my own. And then other times it feels like I'm just in the thick of it. I'm feeling it. This is who I am. So it's like finding that balance is very is not only new to me, but it's also just, you know, some days are easier than others. And I am doing just a few things. I'm like starting new ventures. I'm posting more on Instagram. I'm posting more on here on YouTube. And one of my reels on Instagram got 400,000 views and it has 30K likes. This is my first time like for real going viral since I was on Twitter back in like 2012, 2010, you know, and I had like a secret poetry account, but it's just crazy because I made the decision to want to be seen. I made the decision to want to show up for myself and share my story and share the things that I go through. And it's like less than 30 days later, it's like boom, you know, and I've gotten a lot of really good reception to it. I've gotten a lot of friends who support me. I love my friends. Like I have this one friend, her name is Selena. I don't even know if she watches these videos, but she has literally always supported me, even when I was doing my 100 Days Until 30 series, where I try to post like 100 days until I turn 30 every day. And I didn't even complete it, but she always supported me. She commented on everything, she liked everything. And I feel like everything that I do, she supports. And I'm really, really grateful for her because we've been friends since we were like 14 years old. And I wouldn't even say that we were close back then, but I feel like I'm getting closer to her now, and it's just so fun to see, like, the connections and the reconnections that you make. Like, I also started talking with one of my friends too, who I knew when I was 13, and when I was starting to post, like, just videos about mindset, videos about, like, controlling your thoughts, controlling your reality, we ended up reconnecting, and y'all, we literally FaceTime, like, once a week now. Like, we'll FaceTime once a week, we'll talk to each other, we'll you know, and it's so unexpected because I never thought that that would happen, and I literally made these videos because I was just like, "Bro, I have all these thoughts swirling around in my head. It's driving me insane. Like, I need to share what I'm learning, share what I'm thinking," and again, all the vlogs and stuff that I used to watch on YouTube were people just sharing their thoughts, and it's so much fun. And so I was just like, why can't I do the same? And I'm like, oh, I can. So I just started posting. And then for that reel to get like 400,000 views, 30K likes. And then now people are starting to see my other videos. And now I have 100 subscribers and I'm so happy. I need to do a separate video on that. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to say I never thought that that would happen because that's a lie, but it's just things happen so quickly when you actually put the intention and put the action behind it. It's like things will just happen so quickly. And I think me realizing that too. Hold on, y'all. I want to take a sip of my drink. This is my non-alcoholic drink that I'm from Trader Joe's, my rosé. But I think because I understand that too, I also have old parts of me that kind of grip onto fear and worry and doubt. Like you're not who you say you are, and you know you're a fraud, and you're this and you're that. Remember what you did this, and remember what you did that, and it's just like I'm trying. I am trying, and I I'm tired of making myself feel bad, and I it's a journey. This is growth. This is a journey. Every day is not gonna be 100%, but I definitely, like, some of the thoughts that I have, I'm just like, you know, like, "Where did that come from? Why are you thinking that?" Like, you know, or I'll be doing so well, so confident in myself, I'll post, like, a class or I'll post a service, and then when people actually start buying it or start, like, showing interest in it, it's like this doubt comes up and I get scared. And I was actually making my vision board too. And I want to read you guys this quote because it's something that's been helping me, and it's something I feel like I need to tell myself in this moment when I'm looking back on this video. But it says, just before you reach a higher level of consciousness, your old fears will resurface, but not to trap you, quite the opposite. The universe wants to show you that your old patterns no longer have power over you, or at least less power. The universe wants you to remember to trust yourself. Trust is one of the main qualities needed on the path to awakening. And I printed that out. I put it on my vision board that I'm creating in my room. And it's just something to remember. It's like when you've gone so long without trusting yourself and you've gone so long without understanding who you are, and then you make that switch, it's like it's beautiful to believe in yourself. It's beautiful to like really show up. And then also it's like it's scary too because it's just like you're someone who you haven't been before currently. I don't like to say becoming anymore, or like, oh, you can be whoever you're trying to be, because we already are that person, quantum physics, blah blah blah. I have other videos on it that I'll talk about it, but it does feel scary because I think about the things that I've done in the past. I think about, and not all the time, but family is back home. But like I think about the things that I've done in the past, I think about the things that I've said in the past, and it gets, I don't know, it's like I try to stop myself, and it's like you don't have to. You don't have to do that. So basically just learning that, learning how to forgive myself for the things that I've done, learning how to move forward, how to show up, how to be seen, how to be perceived. Like I know that I've said this before, but I used to weigh 265 pounds, and right now I'm at 215. So I've lost 50 pounds. I used to literally just come home. I used to get up, go to work, come home, and either go straight to sleep or eat. And I did that for a long, long time. It took me years to actually like address the things that I'm going through, and it took me years to like actually want to come face to face with those things, and now I feel like I'm in a place where I can get over it easier, but I don't know, it still feels like a little bit difficult because sometimes I feel like an imposter, like I don't know, and then sometimes it's like I'll do things too that, or say something or think something that I know that I shouldn't, and then that feels like it puts me back even more, and it's like, okay, well, you're not who you say you are, and this is a front, this is a facade, and it's just like every day, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like a internal battle. It feels like a battle that I'm always gonna win because I'm always trying, but it's like it feels like an internal war because there's like this ego part of me that wants to be right and that wants to say what I have to say, and this person needs to understand this, and it's like I want to get people to understand where I'm coming from, and it's like I think that I'm right. Not all the time. I know that I'm not always right, but sometimes I have these moments where it's just like I feel like I have to defend myself and I don't want to let go, and then that ends up creating a situation in which I do or say something that I shouldn't say or do, and then that ends up creating more tension, and it's all learning lessons. Like I can understand that, but it's also like it doesn't feel good sometimes. And there have been a few times where I've stopped, collected myself, or I didn't say the thing that I was going to say. And it's like I didn't die. And the other person, I didn't ruin a relationship or ruin a moment, and it's fine. And so there's like little things that I've been able to do that with. But then there's also other things where it's like sometimes I just can't let go. And I think like learning how to let go, it feels so difficult because we've just been really conditioned to like hold on. So then letting go, it feels like this big task. It feels like a big thing that I have to do, a big insurmountable task, when really it's just relaxing and understanding that like you don't always have to defend yourself, prove yourself, do this, that, or the other. So like I said, it's learning lessons, but I'm also working on just getting out of the habit of throwing my entire day away. And I think I made a video on this too of like where I used to get so emotionally upset to the point where I would literally just throw my entire day away. Like somebody would say something to me or do something to me and that I felt was wrong. And I would just throw my whole day away. It would throw me off. It would make me upset. Suddenly, like me going to the gym didn't matter. Me following my meal plan didn't matter. Me doing client work didn't matter. So I've had my emotions like really mess up a lot of my life, which is bad. But then on the good side, it's also teaching me like just how much your emotions impact you and how much they play a role in like your reality in your life and what you accomplish. And whew, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those days. And I meditated earlier. I laid down. I started working on my vision board, but there's still a lot of tasks that I need to do. I feel like there's a lot of people that I need to help. And then I feel guilty because whenever I procrastinate or whenever I don't do certain things, I know that it's not only affecting me, but it's affecting other people. Like I have knowledge and information in classes that I want to put out and things that I want to talk about that really could help me and in turn could help other people. But I get so scared and I get so nervous that I end up not doing anything. And then it's like I'm moving my to do list from this week to next week 15 times in a row. And then it just feels like, this big task. And then it also feels like, dang, I wish I had somebody to like help me with this or do this with me, like friend, family, significant other, whatever. But then you also recognize too, at the end of the day, you come into this world alone, you die alone, and it's not really wise. I know some people do it if they want to, and everybody has their own path, but it's not really wise to put your like full trust and full like I will only be okay if I have somebody helping me do this. It's not really wise to do that, and I understand that because people die, relationships change, people leave, and so I'm really learning honestly for the first time to trust myself and to stand on my own 2 feet. And what's crazy too is that I don't know what, like, I go back and forth, man. It just feels like I'm insane low key sometimes. But I also look around and I'm like, dang, look at all the stuff that you've done for yourself that you created. Like, why wouldn't you trust yourself? Like, you turned an empty room into a dope office and living space. You've created your own business. You've done so many amazing things. You've reconnected with friends. You have people who tell you that they love you every single day. Like, what is wrong with you? You know, that's what I think sometimes. And it's not permanent though. And I've been watching a lot of videos to like brainwash myself, for lack of better words, so I can move these thoughts of doubt and worry and stress and fear into thoughts of like love and confidence and stability. And, it just feels like this really, like I said, some days it just feels like a really, really big task. And it feels like I'm going backwards and it feels like I'm an imposter and it feels like I'm just not doing the right things. But again, I go back and I watch interviews and I talk with people who are successful and they say that they felt the same way, throughout their journey. So it's like, okay, if that's true, then I know that I'm on the right track. If I'm feeling this way, that means that I must be doing something right. So, yeah, this is my makeup routine, guys. I've had the same makeup routine since I was like 14 and I'm 30 now. So, this is usually what I do, just some blush, my eyebrows, a little concealer, which is new and recent, but I started doing concealer and then highlighter and mascara. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and for listening to my rants. And I'm going to continue my vision board for today. I'm going to film a couple of things that I need to film and then just get on my computer and do some work because, like I said, there's just a lot of people waiting on the things that I need to complete and post. And there's a lot of information that I need to like put out there. So that is what I will be working on. And Yeah, I hope everybody's having a good 2026 so far. Thank you guys again for watching. Thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing on this video. And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts about what you think, about what you've been going through, about some changes that you've been making in your life. And I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.